G'day folks, Ben from Snowy's here today, taking you for a walkthrough of the BlackWolf Cicada Hiking Tent.
Hit it.
This tent has a simple but reliable dome design, includes a ground sheet, has two different vestibule configurations and represents excellent value for money. Before we dive into this product, there is loads more content like this on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe and you'll get notified of all of our latest content. Now let's jump in. So we're down in the park with the BlackWolf Cicada tent here. We've got a bit of bouncing of basketballs in the background for a bit of community atmosphere. Now, the tent comes packed up in this bag here. It's about 40 centimeters in length by about 14 centimeters in diameter and weighs about 2.5 kilos. So set up behind me here, the footprint measures overall about 220 centimeters in length and about 210 centimeters in width this way. So if you're looking to fit it on a campsite, that's roughly the dimensions you need to look for. Now, fabrics, covering off on the fly, we'll get to the inner shortly, but this is a 190T polyester fly and it's got a 5,000 millimeter waterhead, so it's really waterproof. Going to keep you protected in even the worst of conditions, and this is all seam sealed obviously as well to keep you nice and dry. Now we'll get on the inner fabric shortly, but we'll do a walk around of the features on the outside first. Now there's two different vestibule configurations for the Cicada. This side here has got the two zips down this side and then this section here that will roll up. There are no eyelets in the corners here, but you could, if you wanted to sort of peg this out as a bit of a shelter, use these tabs here and tie it up, I suppose, if you liked, or loop that over the top of a trekking pole or something. But ideally you just roll this up for a nice large entrance into the tent. We'll open that and walk inside shortly. We'll walk around the outside first. Coming around to the end of the tent here, and this is the same at both ends. We've got a little vent at the top here with a little kickstand in here. Now we can close this up if the weather's really bad and we need to give most protection that we can. But ideally you'd want this open most of the time. It does offer a good amount of space up underneath here where the water has to sort of be really wind driven back up into the vent there. But this offers good high level ventilation inside the tent to minimize condensation and also just to provide ventilation to keep it maybe cool or fresher inside the tent. Coming around to the other side of the Cicada here, this is the other vestibule. So we could use this as an entrance as well. The difference being this has got a single zip. If we were to unzip this, we can roll these doors up, both sides here. We've got these tabs here, so we can secure that on each side and create a nice big open, breezy side to the tent here if we liked. So two different ways you can use the vestibule. My preference would be to use the other side for the entrance and use this side for storage. They both come out about 40 centimeters to the furthest point from the inner tent to the outer, and we'll see a bit more on that when we go inside shortly. And then around to this side of the tent here, same deal as the other end. We've got that vent with a little kickstand there for ventilation across through the top of the tent. There are guy ropes four guy ropes on the tent, which we haven't got set up today, but that's there for extra stability. And there are extra peg points we haven't used as well at the bottom here to really peg it down if the weather's really bad. Coming around to the entrance again here, we'll open this up and show you what it looks like inside. So these zips go right to the very top. So if you had this open while the weather was really bad, obviously water's going to get inside. So you'd want to, if it was rainy, you probably would want to unzip this part way and sort of crawl up underneath just to stop the water from getting in, or just get in really quickly. But when you want to open it up, this opens all the way up here and creates a nice open space at the side of the tent here, or the front of the tent, whatever you want to call it, to be able to sit in. So you've got a bit of storage each side. It's around about 40 centimeters from this edge here to this edge here. This door opens right up. So this folds right back here, and we've got tabs into here that we can secure this door to. So we've then got all of this space here that two people, it's a two-person tent, so two people can sit here, and we've got this space to kind of sit and have breakfast or cook our food out here if we like. So plenty of living space here. So really well thought out to have that two different types of vestibule. Now, other fabrics inside the tent, we've got the polyester mesh, which is an ultra fine mesh here. I don't know if it's midge-proof. I don't know how much mesh actually is midge-proof, but it's going to give you pretty good protection. And that's mesh throughout. The entire upper of the inner of the tent is mesh throughout. And then the floor is a 210 denier poly Oxford material. And you get a ground sheet included with this tent as well, which is the same 210 denier poly Oxford. And this floor also has a 5,000 millimeter waterhead, so going to give you heaps of protection, especially when you use it with the ground sheet, even if you're camping on even the most sodden of ground. Now, the pole material is an alloy pole, so nice lightweight and durable poles. And there are durable plastic components attaching all of this together, so there's no sort of fabric sleeves or anything like that. They're easy to use and durable, flexible nylon or plastic components to it. Moving inside the tent, having a look at the features in here, we've got a door on both sides. So this door I've got just hanging open there at the moment, but I can secure it back there if you like. And on the opposite side, exactly the same thing. I can open this door to here, and then I've got that vestibule storage space out there, around about 40 centimeters out to the apex there. So enough space for a small backpack or some shoes and stuff. Looking at the features inside, starting at the ground, this floor is a bucket floor, tapers up around to about sort of 10 centimeters high, and then you've got this little mesh storage pocket here, which also features at the foot end of the tent here. So a couple of storage pockets just to keep things secure. And as we work our way up the tent, at the very top here, we've got a little hook so we can hang a head torch or a lantern if we like. But on top of that, you get this little gear loft included, which is the same mesh as the interior. And this just attaches with these plastic loops here. We put the little toggle through the loop. There's 4 of those, so one on this side here, 2, 3, and 4, and that gives us high level storage in the tent. So if we want to even just put a head torch, we can't hang it, but we just want to put a head torch up here, upside down, that can be our lantern. Alternatively, just somewhere to put keys or things that we might lose if they're at ground level during the night, they can store up here in a high portion of the tent. So space inside the tent, excluding this loft here, it's about 95, 96 centimeters to the very peak here. Now it's a dome style tent, so it reaches an actual apex and tapers off quickly from the sides there. If you're using this tapers down probably to about 80 centimeters here, about 85, just as it sits flat there. So lose a little bit of headspace, but it is a hike tent. You're not in here to sort of spend a lot of time just living in this. It's a shelter for overnight. And in terms of length, 210 centimeters in length and 130 centimeters in width. So you're going to fit about, well, you will comfortably fit 2 50 to 60 centimeter wide hike mats in here. And I'm 185 centimeters. So if I lie down in this tent here, my feet are just sort of touching the end. So I'm at the limit probably of what I would fit inside this tent. So it's the walls taper in a little bit. I've got enough space for a tall person, but the reliable dome style comes with slightly less inner space, but you get a really sturdy shelter, and I've still got plenty of room to lie down in here. And in terms of width, I've got heaps of space to lie next to someone. I could store a little bit of gear at the end between my feet, or between my feet and the partner's feet or the other person in the tent. And I've also got the vestibule on each side to store my gear as well. So plenty of room inside the tent here. If I sit upright here, and someone was sitting upright here as well, this side of the tent is really just touching my shoulder. They're reasonably upright, not completely clear of the space that I'm sitting up in, but I've got enough space to function in here, and certainly a lot more space than a single pole tent would offer. So exactly what you would expect in terms of living space inside a dome tent, but you get that simplicity and reliability that a dome tent offers in really bad weather. That's a bit of a walkthrough of the BlackWolf Cicada 2-person hiking tent. An awesome and simple 2-person design that I think represents excellent value for money if you're in the market for a hike tent that's not going to break the bank, but it's going to keep you protected, dry, and out of the elements on any hiking adventure. Check them out online at snowies.com.au.